I am ready. So, it's nice that I have provided the page number with which to define monomial. I would like to just write it from my book. I have my book right here. I'm going to write it down for you for everyone who didn't want to read it. Well, I got you. All right, monomial. A number, variable, or a term with whole number exponents. What's wrong with your pencil? What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. So this is good news, right? Whole number exponents is great. Your test had some fraction exponents, and I was, I don't know how I really felt about that. It also had negative exponents. The good news is this whole chapter has plain regular exponents. No negative exponents and no fraction exponents, okay? If something has a negative exponent, you can't call it a monomial. If it has a fraction exponent, you can't call it a monomial. As far as today goes, this section, this chapter that we're starting right now, is a lot of vocabulary. Almost the whole lesson is vocab, talking about ideas and definitions, okay? Next, we'll look at, well, do you guys know what the, I need to look at the table for that. Where is it? Here it is. This is one of those things you might want to fold over. If I let you use your book and notes for the next test, you'd want to have this page folded over, okay? By the time we get to this test, you're not going to remember monomial. So let's look at some examples of what is a monomial and what is not a monomial. 10, that is 3x, yes, monomial. Look at all this. They're claiming that this is monomial. Doesn't mono mean 1? So how are they claiming that this is 1? Truth is, even though it's a half and an A and a B, since they're all mashed together like that, it's one term, okay? Had they put a plus sign here or a minus sign, you couldn't call it a monomial. But because they're all mashed together into a product, that is a monomial. This is also a monomial. Let's look at some nots. This one's not. It's got the plus sign in the middle. This one's called a binomial, 2 terms. This one's not. The variable is in the denominator. That's a rule breaker. That one you would not call a monomial. This one's not. The exponent's a letter. Has to be number exponent. And this one's not because the exponent's negative. Okay? You're going to have like a couple of questions in your assignment, and it's all about, is this a monomial, yes or no? Refer back to these examples. Degree. I didn't make you write this, but we have to talk about it. Degree is like an exponent. Degree equals exponent. Daniel, what's the degree?
Angle.
Oh, you're right. There's degrees and angles.
Good job.
Also, you're right. Also, maybe a temperature? Why are we overusing this word degree? That's way too many.
You didn't say specific.
So specifically when it comes to monomials and polynomials, the degree is talking about the exponent. Okay? So like here, the degree is 1. Oh, wait. I got an exponent of a variable. Specifically the variable. Okay? So this x has a degree 1. This one has a degree 3 because it adds the 1 for A and the 2 for B, making 3. And this one has degree 5. This one's degree 0 because there's no exponent. Okay? So you need to know the word monomial and you need to know its degree. Yeah. Did you guys write this down on your page 561? Write this little tip down. Or on your paper, either your bell work or your textbook. Either way, write it down because I did this with fifth period, and then in 30 minutes when we did the assignment, they're like, "What's a degree?" And then, so I'm telling you what to write, so it's gonna help you the most. You guys have the advantage because I've already heard questions from other people, so I already know what your questions are. It's a real advantage. So close. So close. Yeah. But thanks, Glenn. The other question, was it polynomial? The other one was, so number 2 in bell work is to write an example of a not binomial. So for number 2, write down one of these. Number 2 in bell work, wasn't there 2 vocab words?
Yeah,
It was polynomial?
yeah.
Alright, here's polynomial. This is your second vocabulary word. A polynomial means many. Poly is a monomial or a sum of monomials. So if it's 2, we call it a binomial. If it's 3, we call it a trinomial. Like 1, 2, binomial. 1, 2, 3, trinomial. No big deal. Okay. I had to put this on the board last class because they didn't know. They got lost on the assignment. This number in front, that's the coefficient. I know you've heard it before, but sometimes you get it confused with constant. What's the difference between a constant and a coefficient?
One has an x,
Yeah.
one has a variable.
Yeah. Coefficient's the number in front of the letter. What constant's all by itself? Okay? This is the coefficient. This is the degree. That's the constant. This is called a fourth degree trinomial leading coefficient 7. That's the vocabulary you have to know today. Fourth degree trinomial leading coefficient 7. That's it. And here's a nice secondary label. One thing we're going to have to do is put things in standard form. So I'm going to write that down too. Standard form is in order by exponent. Like you can't have x squared in front of x to the 4th. The biggest exponent goes first. So this one's in the right order. 3, 2, 1, constant. So you'll have to put things in order today. And then you got to say these important names. I'm doing this much quicker this period. Oh, I was sending that email though, so. All right, we're going to go ahead and try. Not that one. Yeah, we're going to try numbers 7 through 9 in the gray box. Let's see what it is I'm talking about. Find gray box 7 through 9. For me, page 563. Now, this is one of those problems where it's like, oh, it looks really short, but really, there's several things going on here. So I'm gonna label it. It says first, write it in standard form. That'll be letter A. It says identify a degree. That's the second thing we have to do. That'll be letter B. Identify leading coefficient. That's the third thing we have to do. Letter C. And then we have to classify it, so we'll call that letter D. So for each one, you have to do 4 things, showing that you understand the vocabulary. I used to skip this because I thought it was a waste of time. And then when we started graphing really complicated equations, nobody knew what they were doing, so they didn't know the important parts. So, but we do this all over again in algebra too. Letter A, standard form. The -9z should be first, and then the 4. make sure when you put it in order that you take the sign with it. So when I put the 9z first, the negative sign goes with it. The variable comes before the number. You ready, Dante? You ready for your? All right, letter B. It says identify the degree. Anybody want to take a good guess at what the degree is? It's actually 1. It's the exponent on z. Degree 1. Now I'm going to do A and B for all 3, and then I'll do the other ones. So A for this one, B for this one, A for this one, B for this one. This is the order. This is the degree. This is the order. This is the degree. Elijah. No, there's other people in front of you. Do you want to okay. Elijah, do you want to try to, since you're not writing because you don't have your thing, do you want to say out loud how to put this in order? Well, I tell you what, it's supposed to go in order by exponent. So the one with the 3 should be first. So when I put it first, I put that negative sign that it has with it. And so this is descending order, highest exponent to lowest exponent. That's called standard form. That's an easy thing to get right if you just know the vocab. What's the degree? It's 3. Because they're separated by plus signs, we don't add them all together. The degree is 3. That's the highest exponent of the variable. Okay. Brooklyn, you do number 9. How do you put it in order? I'm just saying, like, you really didn't think you could do it. Turn around and tell him right away. He can do it. You're not helping him out by turning around and telling him. I'm just saying you're not helping him out. Did you ask? You were there. I thought you asked me something else. Did you ask me something else too?
That was me. I know it. I'll tell you if I can take my sister to the ball.
You ready about that? What order do you think it should be in? X to the third goes first. It goes by exponent. Highest exponent first.
I can tell you the degree.
What is it?
Actually, I think. Is it 3?
It's 3. The exponent is highest, and you put the highest exponent first. And that's that. Now we still have to do C, leading coefficient, and B, classification. And I used to skip this. What is the leading coefficient?
Good job.
Four is the constant on number 7. Just the -9. Alright, the leading coefficient is -9. You don't look at the problem. You look at when you put it in order. Look at the one in order. Don't look at the way they typed it. They typed it wrong on purpose. You look at yours. In yours, the leading coefficient is -9. And the classification is by the number since there's two of them. This is called a binomial. Binomial. Huh. I don't even know which one you're talking about. What do you want me to rewrite? I'll do it. I'll rewrite it. Which one? This thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. I'll admit it's not great. A lot of writing today. Okay. I guess you just feel that way too. What's the leading coefficient in number 8? Daniel, you seem to know. What's the leading coefficient in number 8?
21.
10.
What?
No.
Oh, is it 10? -10? 3.
2.8.
10. 10. 10t. 10t.
Nothing.
Negative 10t.
There is no close.
There's a -1 right here.
Right?
That's -T.
No,
That's a
that's
negative t.
-1. Coefficient is not a letter, it's a number.
Boom, look at
Yeah, but that's not a number.
A -1 is.
That's a t.
That negative sign is a -1. They just
That's a t.
make
I
it
know
one
t when I see
invisible.
t.
Why you turn the T into the 1?
That's how
Technically, Brooklyn, this is what we're looking at. Technically, that's what we're looking at. We could
Why
even
didn't you
write
change
it.
the other T?
We could even write it like that, but they decided to make this invisible.
So for number 9 it would be X. I mean 1.
Yes, number 9 is one. Good one. You guys, this time for leading coefficient, I'm not writing it out. I'll do a capital LC. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Leading coefficient.
2.8.
Just a 1.
What?
Don't look at this. Look at when it's in order.
Where's the one at?
You gotta switch the X into the 1.
Oh, okay.
Open your eyes, pal.
I'm not switching X into 1. I'm looking at the invisible one in front of it. X to the third has always been 1x to the third.
Where'd the X go?
You mean where's the 1 go? 2x to the third, 3x to the third. Coefficient 3, coefficient 2, coefficient 1. But it's invisible.
Where you getting those numbers from?
And the classification of number 8 is a trinomial.
Yeah, dude.
Trinomial. And the classification of number 9.
Triangle. No, not triangle. Binomial.
Yes, you got that. That one's got it. Binomial because there's 2 terms. This sometimes helps people not mess up and combine non-like terms.
I gotta
So
skip
they can do that. I used to skip this.
This one?
You count how many terms there are. So there's 1, 2, 3. Try. 1, 2, 5. Number of terms. Alright guys, I only have 2 more. And the rest of the class you're getting on the Chromebook. And then I'll give you answers if you ask them, okay? Right, it's not as easy as it looks.
Okay.
Alright, flip over to 564. I got 2 more.
Miss, what's for homework? We got homework, right?
It's on big ideas.
Ain't no
with
way.
the math.
Yippee.
Okay. And today we're not doing difference. We're only doing some. So what's it called when we add things together, Jacob?
The answer.
A combined like terms.
We're just gonna combine like terms, okay? That's for adding. I'm going to drop the parentheses.
I go to water now.
No.
And combine. Get rid of those parentheses. Combine. Last class really benefited from me reordering it. That's optional. I'll show you what I mean. So this would be B minus 10 plus 4B minus 3, right?
Yeah.
And so I can combine the B and the 4B. That's 5B. I can combine the negative 10, the negative 3, and that makes it minus 13, and that's it. Combine them. That's the answer. Now for 11, I'd like to just show you the vertical method. Some people like the vertical method. Yes?
Where'd the B go on the floor?
I combined it with this. I did 1B and 4B's together make 5.
Oh, okay. And then, okay, I see what you did with those.
Okay. Now some people really prefer the vertical method. So on this one, and your book shows it nicely. On this one, I'm going to show vertical method. In this one, you stack similar terms. So I would write x squared minus x minus 2. I do a big old school plus sign. And underneath I put the 7x squared minus x. Sometimes it's nice to see them up and down. And you add down like that. So 1x squared and 7x squared makes 8x squared. Negative x plus a negative x minus 2x. And then the constant doesn't have anything to change it. So there's the sum. Our result is a trinomial, leading coefficient 8, and degree 2. Degree 2 we call a quadratic. And that's it for me, folks. Go to Big Ideas Math, and I'll help you figure it out. No, I'm gonna write that down. I really want to read that. When combining like terms, do not add exponents. Only when multiplying. If there was a multiplication sign. But this has no sign. That was a good question. Do not. Just the numbers in front. Listen, when Lucas comes back, has anybody else asked? Did you ask? You have to finish that though. You asked before, Elijah?
Dante? Dante, can I watch that?
I thought you just said I was after Jesus.
Yeah, first person's going to get water. Elijah, do you have an ID? Do you have an ID? Get it out. You have to wait till the last person.
Hey, Bert, you took your earlier, you feel me?
What?
You was going to bring that clip, bro?
What?
Hey Daniel and Sean, why don't you guys go ahead and log in?
I am.
Okay, type an answer, check an answer, type an answer, check an answer, ask a question.
Not working.
You're not.
Not working.
No. No.